So before I show you my evidence, I want that did sound a little, that
What are you going to show me?
you show me, I'll show you mine. If you show me
Okay.
yours, that is exactly what we're doing here.
Mhm.
It's funny because last week you were talking about how did you phrase it? Well, I don't remember exactly how you said it, but you were kind of saying like the hearing of the EVPs, just are we losing our mind? Are they really
Mhm.
there? Or is it our brain just kind of like
Yeah.
changing things? Um, I struggled with the evidence that I was reviewing this week, and it wasn't because there wasn't any, but it's just because I keep questioning myself. I know I talked
Mm.
about this, especially with the Trans-Alleghenian, and it was just like all these faint ass little whispers and stuff. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind. Like,
Right.
no way they're talking this much. And the fact that they're so faint, I realize I should just ignore them. And people are going to hate me for pointing out all these like little faint EVPs. First off, I don't really care what people think of me.
Right.
I say it's possible. I don't know. And I try on this show for sure to keep telling you I couldn't unhear it. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, now
Yep.
you, Chris, get to listen to it as well. But
Nice.
it may not be an EVP. But I was taking a walk one day and then I started trying to look up like what is it called? Is there a name for it? Like where you're losing your mind? But
Dementia.
yeah,
But,
perimenopause, apparently.
yeah.
You could see shadows and hear
So
voices. So
weird.
that's why there's so many middle-aged women ghost hunting, I think. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of all ages. Anyways, I found a thing that said how to tell if it's real, an EVP. And it says
Oh,
class A's are very clear, easy to hear. Okay, we know
got
that.
it. Check.
There is a class B. Class B is clear, but requires headphones. Now
Oh,
back it
yeah.
up.
There we go.
You telling me that class A needed you were
Does
supposed
need
to be able to
headphones?
hear without headphones? Okay, okay. Good to know. Good to know. Um,
Mm.
most of ours
Okay.
are always going to need those headphones.
Yeah.
And then there's class C, which is whispered or very faint. And so I was like, okay, so there
Okay.
is a class for what is happening here.
Mm.
It also gives a warning. It says many EVPs are actually auditory, let- cut that out. Auditory pareidolia, which we talked about before.
Mhm.
That it's the brain's tendency to turn random static noises into words you
Yeah.
expect to hear, or just like you see shapes on those little ink blot tests or in the
Mm.
clouds, or the way that your eyes are, constantly trying to figure out what's this laptop in front of me, like, and it's
Mhm.
sending signals to your brain, and then
Mhm.
then you it makes sense. So the thing yeah, I'm afraid that some of that is happening. I'm afraid that because I watch my stuff or listen to my stuff with the volume on full blast
Mhm.
with these head type of headphones, that in the static kind of, or in the white noise, the blank areas where we're not talking, that if there's any little change in that white noise, for whatever, I don't know what reason, that maybe my brain is like, what was that? What was that
Mhm.
that was different? And then now I've made a sentence. I'm not saying that's what's happening because
Mhm.
I'm playing these for you and you are hearing them as well. But is it because I'm telling you what to hear? So I just want
So,
everybody to know I'm fully aware of that. However, I can't stop my brain from doing it. And I do think that some of these are voices.
right. I had that happen when I did the Copper Queen and I set the stationary camera up and the AC is blowing right next to it. And when there is that static noise next to a very sensitive microphone, it sounds like it's actually whispers. There's whispers on the wind, whispers, whispers. So the way that I like Okay, it's going to sound like this the entire time I'm listening to it, unless there's something that actually makes sense. I'm not going to make sense of what I'm hearing. I know it's the AC and it's popping and banging and all kinds of fucking noises. So yeah, when I finally heard an actual like voice that came out of it, I'm like, okay, that's an EVP. That's not just the AC. And I mean, because I got that at Brookstown too. The AC was blowing the whole time. At the Myrtles, the AC was blowing the whole time. So it does make it a lot harder to pick out voices when there is that background noise going, especially something that can turn on that sensor in your brain. It's like I am looking now for the voice. I'm
Hmm.
looking for the voice to appear in this static noise, this white noise. So it does make it a lot harder. But I think that when the vocal actually appears out of the static, what do you do with that? That's an EVP.
Yes, I feel like I'm hearing vocals.
Hmm.
And if you disagree with me and you make a comment on our videos that you disagree with me, that does not hurt my feelings at all. And I just want you to know that I am also have concerns about these things, but it's like I could tell myself that's too low. Don't clip that one.
Hmm.
And then I'll just be going about my business and maybe I'll cross that same area and I'm like,
Hmm.
but there it is. Like,
Hmm.
so no, I just can't do it. But so just know, not all of my EVPs are like, man, that is gold and that is concrete, spirit
Yeah.
voices.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of the ones I'm going to play for you tonight are going to be faint, but I hear them. And I want to ask people to tell us if they can what volume do you listen to your EVPs on? Like, I
Yeah, sure.
really should stop listening to everything at full volume in my ears. I'm not going to have eardrums left in another 10 years. But
Look, we will never hear Class A EVPs the way we're listening to EVPs now because we've blown our eardrums out. Everything's going to be a Class A.
I am really getting hard of hearing, which is crazy because then I'm finding all these EVPs, right? And they're
Yeah.
like whispers and stuff. But like just in a
Yeah.
conversation with like other people, I'd be like, what? Like you have to
Yeah.
come closer. I don't hear you. So just curious what everybody else's volume is on. If it's not full blast, what is it? What percentage? I think that they do it by percentage, right? Or numbers or something. I don't know. But if y'all could
Mm.
tell me that, I'll start watching my videos on that and maybe, we'll do better here. But this one was listened on full blast, just so you
Yeah,
know.
right. Right.
Because once I started, I just couldn't stop. So,
Yeah.
but I'm going to talk to you. This is going to be like a part two because Chris has already talked about this location, but I'm going to show you evidence from the Conjuring House in Rhode Island.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Oh, right. Yeah. Well, they were really whispery at that location.
They were.
Yeah.
And we even talk about it like while we're there. I left it in the video for YouTube purposes, but not for this. So I'll
Hmm.
probably pass over it. But we talk about how we're doing like burst sessions on the recorder, and we're
Hmm.
playing it back with a external speaker. And we're hearing that there's like little things, but it's so hard to make out. And so we make
Yeah.
comments about like, it's August and it's humid and hot outside and
Yeah.
like maybe they just don't have enough energy to be giving us too much tonight. So yeah, everything we said about that makes sense with the EVPs that I could make them out, but they are faint. So
Yeah.
all right, let's jump in and do this.
It's actually a place too that's been cleansed multiple times. So, like, what energy do they have left? We're trying to get rid of them now. We're trying to communicate with them. We're trying to get rid of them again. Let's back and forth, guys.
Yeah, that is a good point. So this is from where Chris also shared all her EVPs, and I did make a note on my phone about an EVP that I have caught that is at the same time as Chris. It might be like one of
Wait.
the first EVPs, except for what you got. Well, I'll wait until we get there, just in case. But out of all the EVPs that I got during this time, only the one of them was at the same time you got something.
Okay.
All the other EVPs didn't match up with the same times you were getting things.
Wild. Okay. And our cameras are in two different areas too.
Yeah, that's the bright light next to Chris on the table right here.
Hmm.
And then, of course, mine's in the corner. Are there any spirits or entities here with us that could tell us what would you call this home? What
Are
name do
you
you want
kidding
it
me?
by? That is when you got an EVP on your camera, but it says it's belonging. And I listened to it again and again,
It's
like your
belonging. Yeah.
EVP, and it sounded like it's belonging. So, and
Yeah.
mine sounds like John the Baptist. They don't sound like the same thing. So, this
Don't.
is two different voices.
Voices. Yeah. Yeah. I
Like,
remember the one that I got. It was kind of long and drawn out, and yours is like it's a whisper, John the Baptist.
mhm.
And isn't that a Catholic? Is that like the one of the charms that you would have for protection, John
Yeah.
the Baptist?
I think so.
So
I am not Catholic, so I don't know a whole lot about it, but I did look it up when
yeah,
I got this. And yeah, I mean, it's like a saint type person, right?
same. I
Yeah.
think so. I could be totally off here, but that's how I'm getting that. Ooh, that's really interesting. I like that.
Yeah, when I first got it, I thought I definitely heard John, and so I really thought it was telling us a name. And for a while there, I wanted to believe that it was saying John Mathis, though there is no John
Mm,
Mathis attached to this property that we're
uh-uh.
aware of. But the more and more I listened to it, I was like, no, it's not.
That's
It's not Mathis. It's the Baptist for some reason.
that's wild. That is so cool. And I think that's very clear. I love that.
And then there's one that's going to come again, or right after it.
Ooh.
Very
Yeah, the voice.
breathy,
Hmm.
very hush. Lock
Hmm.
me up. That's fine.
Mm.
We could just skip over that one. This is already two. I don't even know. And again, it's so faint. Maybe I'm getting the words wrong too, or maybe it's not even there. I'm not sure, but it is kind of funny that it's saying something about two, and
Hmm.
you got an EVP and I got an EVP, and
Right.
they're different, you know?
Right. And honestly, this sounds like a different voice. It sounds kind of low and moaning, like someone, again, low energy, like you, and I would agree that that's what it means. You've already had to go away. Take
Or
you.
like if we're just gonna make stories up, what if a spirit came down the hallway and it's like, oh, there's already two other spirits in here.
Yeah, I like that. I'm just gonna keep on walking.
Like maybe it's not this, maybe it's there. I don't know.
Yeah. Hmm.
I saw like a little shimmer over there,
Mhm.
close to the bottom corner of wherever this wall is. And I don't, I mean, straight ahead, if you were about to go this there, or this wall. Yeah, this was, so shooting into the basement area, like several devices. So I left out of all the videos that I have from there, I left a good chunk in that isn't like EVPs or anything, but it's just kind of showing you what we were doing that night.
Mhm.
Kind of like how there's those paranormal investigators out there that make whole TV shows for you on YouTube. We're never going to make that because we're terrible cameramen and like we just get too excited when we get somewhere. We might have a good plan in mind, but then we end up filming our feet or, we're like go-go gadget. We have way too many things. Like
Always.
it's
Uh-huh.
not a smooth process. We've always been trying to work on it, but
Mhm.
I am trying to leave bits in, so like when you note that you see something on the wall, very unfortunate that nobody else gets to see it. Very very OG Ghost Hunters, the show, where they used to
Yeah.
be like,
There it
and
is.
I used to talk shit about them so bad, but now I know what's happening. Like,
Mhm. Right.
I remember one time it was, what is his name? Jay and Jason or whatever, the two main guys that you
Grant, I think, right? I think
yeah,
Grant's there.
Grant and
Yeah.
Jason, right? And they were sitting on a couch and they're talking about how they're watching coat hangers
Bangers.
like being thrown down the hallway. And they're like, look at that. Do you see that? And it's the cameras on them. And I was like,
Yeah.
this show's so like, they're so dumb because
Mhm.
all the stuff happens off camera. No, they're
Right.
they're just like us. They're not about to get up and move their camera.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no cameraman. That they just had it stationary on them, and that's why they're like, "Wow, at least we see it with our own eyes." You
Yeah.
guys, nope.
And in that moment, you want to like, sit there and process what you're seeing. You want to try to
Mhm.
figure out what's going on. And if we jump up to get the camera, I feel like it
Yeah,
does throw a lot of things off
sure.
because now we're going to be throwing light around and shadows around and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is unfortunate because that
Hmm.
happens quite often that we note that we see things and nobody's going to get to see it.
Nobody. Yep.
But
Yeah.
there is one EVP here. On the table, there's three with red lights. You can see those red lights. You, see, very faint, just like the
Very
other
faint.
one, but I hear it.
Hmm.
We won't spend too much time on it because I know they're awful. That's fine.
I don't remember there being a lot of like other noise down in the basement. Like, was there an AC that was blowing down there?
No. And so, like how you were saying about the Copper Queen and the AC making noise, they had those like not in the window air conditions, like they were
Yeah.
just like on the ground
Stationary.
and there's a tube that goes to the window. But we turned
Yeah.
them all off because we turned them on when we left the room, but they didn't
Mhm.
have that down in the basement. And then when we get to the second floor, we turned the air conditions off
Right.
because we didn't want the noise while we were there. So you're not getting that, but the camera themselves just kind of makes this low, like white staticky noise. I guess just because it's shit quality. I don't know. Um, I don't know why cameras internally have to make so much noise. This is
Yeah.
an older, cheaper one, and then when we get to the second floor, it's another I used like three different cameras during this time. They're all either old or cheap. So I have a new camera, guys. So let's hope for clearer audio when we get to that, but not during this
Yeah.
investigation. So. Can you come close to the color red? Man, that's really hard to hear. It's really faint. I swear when I heard it, I thought it was a little louder than that. But it definitely starts to fade out at lights. But yeah, I think they're saying they hate all the lights because we're asking them to like touch the REM pod but I don't know. They also just had that light on the wall, and that keeps happening where we see like flashes on the wall or something, and we don't think it's cars. So
Yeah.
it's cool that they're referencing light,
Hmm.
but that is faint. So I do apologize.
Well, with that one, I hear hate and light. I hear those, and I think that is so amazing. That's why I was asking. Like, I was starting to kind of have my own theory about spirit. The reason why they're staying away from, I'm like, come touch the light. Come touch the, like maybe certain colors are off limits, or they scare them, or they burn, or something happens, and that makes them want to stay away from them. Certain spirits. Now, I don't think it's everybody, but just have that theory because like when I was at Brickstown, like nobody went anywhere near anything that was going to beep or boop.
Yeah.
Oh, that lights up. No, I don't want to have anything like my dog. My dog hates shit like that. That's how they were acting. So I don't know. I think that that's cool that that EVP comes through talking about hating and lights in that grouping. And I'm at the same time trying to get them to do something with the lights because, like I said, I had that theory that there was something going on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how people get REM pods to work for them because so far none of the spirits we're messing with like those REM pods. So
Except for on the ship they worked. Yeah, they liked him there.
yeah, yeah, that was the most activity that we saw. And other than that, when it goes off and we're like, oh my God, it's going off, then it
Yeah,
won't go off again because
again.
the
It's like,
spirit's like,
yeah, they
oh my God,
realized.
I didn't mean to do that.
Right, you made it scream. Like in the Copper Queen when you're like, I'm not gonna turn the REM pod on because it's gonna freak out, and then I gotta thank you. And I was like, hmm. I wonder if it's because of the REM pod. They don't like it. I
Yeah,
don't
that
know.
or chocolate. And you would think that on the
Yeah,
ship, those spirits, they don't care. They're used
they
to
don't.
all that
They're used to all
noise.
that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Not as people, not anymore, I think is kind of loud. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, we're not even getting to class B here. It's still class C. It's like a class C5, let's say one through
Mhm.
five, they suck. Five
Yeah.
B is sucky, I don't know. But the not as people is really, really faint. And because it's grouped with those other ones, I think
Mhm.
it's harder to hear. But
Yeah.
like me and you obsessively listen to just that one spot over and over
Yes.
again, I promise you it's there,
Mhm.
but it is very faint. Let me see. Do
Yeah,
I?
I get what you're saying. I caught people there, and I was wondering, like, are they talking about us again? Or you're hearing not as people, are they talking about other spirits instead of people?
Yeah. I don't know because all we're doing is really talking about what we saw on the wall still.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
not as
So
people.
if
Okay.
they say, I hate all the lights, not
Mm-hmm.
anymore, not as people, like that just doesn't really make
Yeah.
sense. But if they're responding to like bits and pieces of what we're saying, then,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not following everything that we're saying. So
Yeah.
it
And it could
never
be
stood
very
out like,
delayed
oh
too.
my gosh, look, they answered our question. It never felt like that really, though. It just was
Gotcha.
like a lot of talking nonsense.
Gotcha. Okay.
Earlier when we lived down here,
Huh.
earlier when we lived down here, earlier when we lived down here. So you can even hear like the kind of the clicks that go along with like hearing the words pop in, or it's
Oop.
like a pup, but not a click so much.
On
But
my side, that one had more bass to it. Like it had more of a vocal tone.
yeah,
Like on which side? Like he's like, wait, where did you see the sparkly
yeah.
thing? Where on which side? I feel like that one was actually correlating with what we were saying, but maybe the other ones were because they're so low energy. Maybe they're responding to something that we had said earlier.
Or it's just residual or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
I don't know. But I do think so far, John the Baptist is, I think, loud. I
yeah.
think not anymore is pretty loud. And then this on which side. And that
Mhm,
it does make sense because we're talking like we're trying to figure out on the wall and with
mhm.
the window above and stuff. So that kind of goes along with what we're talking about. Do you mess with things on the table? So faint. I
Yeah.
can barely make it out now. You know what I was thinking though when I saw myself with that recorder? I was like, no. 'Cause I know it's in that file.
Why was I doing that? Put the
I'm like,
recorder down, turn it
damn. But I just throw it in the garbage afterwards. It's just gonna be
off.
more work, but
Oh,
maybe the voices will be louder on it. So that's what I'm
yeah.
hoping.
Yeah. The audio always comes in so super loud on those things.
I think so. Do you mess with the visitors? Again, they're all so faint, but I really think that they're there.
I feel like the I Am Dead is a different story. I think we've got the mischievous partner there who doesn't have any problem with the fucking lights. And he's like, yeah, I'll mess with them. But then they never did. But maybe he was interfering with the wall. Like I saw that shimmering light. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Uh,
he's like that light. Like I don't know how they would create that, but maybe that's what they're talking about there.
yeah.
But yeah, the I am dead doesn't sound like the same voice. It
Yeah.
comes in like kind of a higher pitch. I'd almost say that the other one's like more bass, so male maybe, and then that one's female. But again, they are so faint. None of this is going to make it to our social media because they're all just, well, maybe John the Baptist, but
That's a good one.
uh they're just so quiet down
They
here.
were so quiet. Yeah.
Yeah. But you also, for one thing, this is a cheap camera. I don't know, I don't think it's in the video, but I note that this camera has like bad audio. So
Okay.
there
Yeah.
you go. Why am I
Mm.
using it? I don't know, guys. I know my Sony was like the storage was getting low and it's also old. So at this point I knew I needed to update my equipment and I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet. So I was
Mhm.
using like, not the best
Yeah.
stuff. But also we're so far away. So if the spirits are like over there next to your camera or
Right.
they're on the recorder, then they are going to sound more faint on this
Yep.
audio. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm making excuses when I told you from the beginning that maybe it's just that pareidolia. So I don't know.
Uh, well, I'm hearing the voices coming in too, the pops, and I was able to tell that the one that says I am dead doesn't sound anything like the other one that's talking about playing with lights. So I feel like if it was pareidolia, I wouldn't be able to make out those distinctions myself because
Mhm.
you hadn't even told me that you felt like there was a difference. So the audio is low and it's definitely going to take a tuned ear, to pick those out. But I feel like their spirit voices are there. And like I said, maybe they're just further away from the camera. The camera mic isn't that great, or they're just really low energy,
Yeah,
or all of it.
all of the above. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you touch them or poke them or scare them. Does your camera flash? Does your,
Hmm.
does your, do you have a light on yours? That's kind of the high pitch, almost like
Yeah.
the, yeah, I am dead.
And almost kind of like a whining, like go away, like I don't know if it's a fear thing, but the way that it's being said, there's a lot of emotion I feel like in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if it is
Go
that
away.
spirit that's like, I am dead, and they didn't
Yeah,
say any of those other things, then they are probably like, just leave me alone.
yeah.
Understand. My eyes can fully adjust to the darkness now. My eyes can fully adjust
Hey,
to the darkness now. My eyes can fully adjust to the darkness.
wait now. I did get something that was similar. Remember, I got one that was like wacko or something.
Yeah, yeah, you did. It wasn't at this time.
Oh,
But I think you got it while we were discussing something else. I mean, I think we
yeah.
were just talking about like our theories or
Hmm.
or talking about when we were at Waverly and that guy, which because we talk about
Yes,
that while we're
that's
down there.
right.
And I
That's right.
think that's when they called us a wacko.
Yeah, yeah,
But funny, if it is it can be the same spirit, that said
yeah.
wacko and then is talking about like be psycho. I hear be, not like they're psycho or something like that. And I just kind of envision it as if they're talking to each other or something, and maybe they think if they act crazy or
Oh yeah,
psycho, that
yeah.
they'll get our attention or something.
They
But
sure as fuck would have. That would have had us running the hell out of there at the Conjuring House. And there's some shit going down. Mm-mm.
yeah.
We would have been like, bye.
It is probably best that they behave themselves because we would have died. We wouldn't have had anywhere else to go and
We have that
sleeping.
tent,
Yeah,
that fucking
no,
horrible haunted tent for
no.
the Conjuring House.
No,
Just kidding.
I have a great EVP about that later.
Okay. Okay.
I
Oh
think
man.
so at least. But yeah, and I think if we had chose like we're too scared to sleep in the tent or whatever, what we were gonna do, sleep in your van? Like I'd still
Yeah.
be fucking terrified. We'd still be on the
The
grounds with the
property.
Conjuring House. So,
Now my van is haunted. gonna feel like, oh, we're gonna be psycho in the van too. Let's go.
No. Had they
That's
started
insane.
like throwing things off the table or something,
Shit.
we would have died.
Yeah.
See, I don't even think that one's as faint as all the other ones.
No.
Yeah, I feel like you're clearly making it out.
Hmm.
I am skipping through like what we're saying, so it's hard to know whether these things like correlate, but we're trying to do a burst session. And so we're asking questions, like we're
Okay.
asking, what's your name or whatnot. I don't think that we're doing anything really for them to be knocking us so much for, but whatever.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I think they just think the fact that we're there ghost hunting, like, we're stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure that they've seen plenty of ghost hunters in their time. I mean, what are we doing that is so foolish compared to everybody else, you know?
Right?
We're just sitting in the dark basement.
Oh gosh, this one's gonna be long and I bet you faint. So get ready. I think that it's really tough to make out all of that, even in three repeats.
Mm,
You have to understand when I was trying to figure out what it was saying, I listened to it probably at least 10 times. So,
sure.
to get out every single piece of that, and most of the time, the way this works, if for people that don't do it, is that you make out like maybe a couple of words and then you just keep listening and you're like, nope, that actually it's all of this.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I know it's a lot and it's going to be hard to hear. I'll play it one more time. I do think it's louder than some of those really, really breathy, whispery
Just
ones,
short ones.
but this one's just
I
so long.
gotcha. I heard like need to go. Like that was the part that I could make out.
Yeah, yes, that is the loudest part. And I think that's where I started, is that you hear
Okay.
need to go, and then
What's
as
the
you,
rest of it?
and
Yeah.
you're like, wait, there's something in front of that too. Put that little window up. Oh shit, hold on. I ruined the fun.
Love that.
Let me go back and then we'll get to that one in a minute. Who put
Yeah.
that little window up? I'm so glad that the the ones where they're cussing at us are not faint and breathy,
Yeah.
like some of those other ones, so that people don't think it's just me making shit up. Because
Right.
I think you can clearly hear that, and
That's
it's
so
like, how dare I ask about the
right about the
construction
window.
of the basement? You know?
Yeah, but maybe they also agree. Who put that window up? I don't know, some asshole, but I mean like what an asshole. I
Yeah.
do hear it. That's beautiful. Wow. That's just great. Wow.
Oh, I think there's another one. Did you enjoy there being a daycare in this house? It's
Huh.
it's one of those really, really faint ones. I think what they're getting at is either they use the daycare like they put
Daycare.
their kid down there, or they use the daycare for energy. They were like, yeah, those little kiddos, that's a
That's a
lot
lot.
of juice. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if it was someone saying I would use it, I mean, because that's where I was. Like maybe it's a female spirit who understands what a daycare is. But I don't remember that there is a female that's connected to this house because she's supposed to be the sweeper, the cleaner. Remember, there's the lady that likes to clean up behind you. I'm like, I want that ghost. in my house or right now.
Yeah, I
Come on.
thought they said that she was like an older woman though.
Yeah.
But don't they think that kids are down in this basement, like, or something that's being mischievous
The
and
mischievous. Yeah.
yeah, and that they
Yeah.
love like when they put a Christmas tree up or something. I don't know. So maybe it was a
Hmm.
kid voice, didn't, I mean, it's so breathy, can you tell? I don't know.
Yeah. I can't tell. I can't distinguish age or sex in that one, but it's because it's just a whisper.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
get it.
France here. Wow.
Maybe, maybe. I do use a lot of cuss words,
Mhm.
y'all. So just like how I always think ghosts are saying y'all because that's the way that I talk, maybe it is harder to hear the fucking, but I try not to put cuss words in there unless you know,
Hear it.
I really thought I could hear it. So of course I thought I could hear it or I wouldn't have put it there. But I think it's funny if they're intelligent spirits, which I think they are they just talking about because we're just being so still and like
Yeah.
not doing anything? Or do they think we're in a trance or what? Like we're boring
Maybe.
them.
We were boring them, but I hear this one very clearly, and I'm wondering like why are they amping up with the cuss words? There was supposed to be stories of like some kind of soldiers or whatever buried on the property or in the walls is what they heard. So I mean like maybe soldiers would have the use of that language, but not like the sweet old lady or the sweet old man that are supposed to haunt this location. Like that doesn't seem the vibe. Mischievous, maybe, but like because we're getting a lot like just the tone is a little angrier. The
Yeah.
what an asshole or
Yeah.
fucking in a trance. Like you guys are talking like us.
I think they're a little aggressive. Like
Yeah, they
they
are.
don't like us. And you know, there are people that are scared of the Conjuring House because the spirits are supposed to be uh, there.
Yeah,
And
very
we
aggressive.
did,
Yeah,
yeah, and we didn't feel like we experienced that. And we said, oh, people are putting that energy in there. Like to us, we just thought of it kind of like this is just an old farmhouse and the family from the farmhouse is attached to the house, you know, and
hmm,
people are just making up that story about it being aggressive. But I don't know, with some
yeah,
of these EVPs, I'm like, yeah, I guess I could see what they were talking about. And that doesn't have to mean that it's a demon.
no.
When we were at the James Elder's house, one of my favorite locations, they said that there
Mm,
was an old foreman that's in the basement and that he's just really protective. And he's protective.
he's
Trust me.
protective.
I I felt his energy was about to leave Chris for dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, trust me, trust me.
Well, you didn't even feel it, but he
No,
knocked over my camera. He was super fucking mean to me and scared me out the door. And I don't think he's a demon. I think he's just an asshole. Like, I think so this is probably, it's also a basement, just like at the James Eldridge house. So
yeah, yeah.
I think
Hmm.
grumpy people just hang out in basements like trolls or something.
Well, wouldn't it make you grumpy too if that's where you were kind of stuck? Like basements just suck. Like whenever we had houses where my laundry was in the basement, it was the dungeon for a purpose. It sucked down there. It's dingy. It's gross. The spiders love it. I don't like spiders, but like I have to go down there to do laundry. But would I want to be stuck there in the afterlife? No.
No.
I will say one thing. The way that that thing in the tent happened on this same property, I felt like there is some bad here. There is some bad here. And if it's outside, it can stay the fuck outside. You know, like I don't need that. I don't need that. But here we are getting those kind of aggressive EVPs. So maybe it's just an unpleasant spirit who is stuck in the fucking basement. But it's not demonic because neither of us are possessed at this point. So,
No, and we never felt like endangered or anything. So they're all
right.
talk and no show.
Yeah.
So it's, I think people are safe there, but yeah, they're
Mm.
not super nice.
Yeah. Haha.
I'm not sure because it's hard to make out exactly what we're saying. But yeah, I said, what was that?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if I'm hearing something because I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um, and we definitely didn't hear, like, we had a ghost host. We say that somewhere in this video so people understand, but we never heard her at all. So
Mm-mm.
it wouldn't have been her.
I like the way that it like amplifies it very well. Somewhere else has.
And see, that's loud. That
Yeah.
that could be maybe a class A. I'll never take these headphones off or have my volume on full blast, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But I watched
Mm.
our mouths to make sure, like, we're not saying anything, and I don't think it's us. We're definitely
No.
not saying those words, but we you could tell that we're not moving our mouths. We're the only ones in this building, basically, and yeah, that's pretty loud.
And we're talking about plugging the spirit box into the speaker right now. Yeah, they're like, oh Jesus, no, I hate that thing. That's great. That's a really good EVP. Very clear.
Yeah, they're not wrong either because when we first start playing it, it is so freaking loud. And I'm just a loud person anyways.
We're creating the demons in the Conjuring House right
They were pleasant before us.
now.
We annoyed them to be like this.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I left all this in again for, YouTube purposes when people are just watching this video on their own because we're playing back the burst session and I just liked that for one, we use that external speaker. Totally
Yeah.
forgot we even did that. Uh Genius because I do think we're hearing it better. And yeah, there's a spot where we hear something and it is when I get the EVP John the Baptist. So like it's some of these times where I got EVPs on this video camera, they're going to be on that recorder too.
Cool. Okay, that's awesome.
I wonder what that is. That's the camera. Oh, it has a mind of its own, so you can't say it's paranormal, but I don't know. I just hope it's
Played that one an extra time just because it's so short. But I think it's clear. It's not as quiet as the other ones.
Yeah.
It's just randomly saying terrible. I mean, of
Terrible.
course, it's probably in response to whatever we're saying and they hate us, but
Sure.
so. I don't think it's dead. Um, but so
Why?
we used to talk about it a lot.
I don't even think it's as faint as some of those other ones, though it is
Yeah, that's
faint. And I really struggled with that hippie because I was like, are you serious? You serious?
right.
But it comes out kind of so high pitched, and like that's the only word I could make out was hippie.
Yeah, that it's weird, I guess, different era, the way that we're dressed and the way that we look, maybe to them that's what I mean, we're different looking from what they're used to. So I guess that's the way that they're identifying us. But that's a loud voice coming through. And again, it's a little mean, but
Yeah. I think it has a lot to do with the stuff that we are talking about. So,
oh,
again,
okay.
if you go to YouTube and you watch the video, you'll get all of Chris and Wendy, throwing
Mhm,
out their theories and stuff.
mhm,
We,
mhm.
it's just left in because these EVPs are coming around the same time. But I'm not going to replay it for you here because it's just us. The same kind of stuff you've heard in this show before, if you've watched any of our shows, just kind of the theories that we have going about how this works. And so I think that maybe the
Okay.
ghost is calling us a hippie because we have these like weird spiritual ideas or whatever.
Huh.
And then they also said this one. Get ready for this one. It's great.
Okay.
Do you want to turn this light on or do you want a flashlight? Let's turn this light on. Whoa. What? I just saw a flash of lights. I just saw a flash of lights. I just saw a flash of lights.
It's low,
Well,
but it's not as low as some of the other ones I've played you. And I
yeah,
do think maybe if anything, the talk insane, I think it's very clear. Maybe the
yeah,
word women is the only one up for debate. You saw another flash of light, but that's again, that happens at the same time this is coming in. So I think they're just talking about all the yapping we've been doing.
sure.
Guys, if y'all think that we hang out and we talk about something else that isn't ghost, it's not true.
That's so true. I, I think it's funny if a spirit is like calling us stupid hippies or that we're talking insane because we're talking about spirits or how you can ghost hunt or talk to spirits, that is mind blowing that they're just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yeah. Oh,
Stupid women talking insane, like, really, spirits? Really?
this is proof that if we lived in the early 1900s, we would have been at Transalganian
Oh
Lunatic
yeah, yeah.
Asylum. These
Oh.
men would have locked us up.
Mm-hmm.
So we are just so lucky to have been born when we were.
Here. Yeah, I didn't see a flash like that. Yeah, and I've heard them before.
By the door, do you hear that? Yeah.
Loud and clear. Didn't I
Yeah.
get that? Or didn't I get something similar to that where there was a voice saying something about being around the corner in the hallway? Oh, I think that's what mine was, in the hall. Yeah.
It was, yeah, yeah. Yours was hallway, and I don't
Yeah.
even know if it was around this same time, but it was hallway. Yeah.
Okay.
And again, we keep seeing lights over by
Yeah.
the bottom of the stairwell into the basement, and there's a door frame, out of this little stone room that we're in or whatever. So
Yeah.
I think again, just like on which side, like that EVP, there again, as we're trying to describe things, they're getting involved. So,
Mm-hmm.
there's a spirit down there that's like not rude
Mm-hmm.
and is listening to what we're saying. And then there's one that's just like hates us.
Yeah. Yeah. Aggressive and mean, whatever.
Make it colder in here. Oh, look at
Huh.
that. So that kind of thing was happening over here a bit. Yeah. And there.
So I don't replay it. And I do think that it was just a water drop because
Okay.
later when we turn the lights on, we see like the staining on the ceiling or you saw a water drop or something.
Okay.
But I left it in there because I love how both of us are
Yeah. Right away.
like, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
just thought that was hilarious how like on it we were.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
also
Oh, over here too. Leakage or something.
Listen to that voice.
and that one's clear. I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
And
Uh,
intelligent. They were reacting to what we were yeah, what we were doing.
and we were trying to figure it out and I said something about the ceiling. But we see
Huh.
it better when we turn the light on. And then I can't remember when this EV comes in. I left in where we're discovering that yeah, it's probably water, but then something happens, I want to say around here. I'll just play it from here.
Yes. And someone's got jewelry up here. I know. I thought that there's one over here too. Wow. And gold pyrite. Oh, is that what it is? Yes, my favorite. I love all these offerings. I
Hmm.
wonder if it helps them
That is loud and
Yeah.
male, in my opinion, and they like that pyrite. I think in a minute they're about to tell you not to take it.
with some kind of communication. There is a look. There is like a wedding
Oh,
band over
no.
there. That is. Oh, it's big. Green. Okay. Green.
And I noticed that they've gotten like a little louder too. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
just this one male spirit that has more energy or a deeper voice, or if it has something to do with the fact that we're up and moving around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're giving out that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Even listening to that now, and I think I remember that I struggled with this one and just kind of settled on what I thought it, kind of sounded like.
Mhm.
It is one of those faint ones. And those words might not be right, but something's there. And all we're
Yeah.
doing is I'm standing there like a statue because I'm trying to find the name. Like there was something that a name we couldn't remember.
Okay.
Somebody connected to the property, one of the Arnolds. I want to say
Hmm.
Edward, but I couldn't find his name on there. Oh, I
Hmm.
skipped an EVP. This
I hear
is
that.
crazy. Where's the other one?
They're paying the ghosts to be like, and maybe that's what the ghosts were saying. Throw some money on this table. We're like, what are they saying? Like we have to pay them if they, we'll do a song and dance if you drop some money on the table. Broken keychain.
That's why I was looking for that one. Sorry. That took forever, but it was hidden in there with all those other ones. Yeah, they say in a minute they'll say the sour one,
Yeah.
and then there's the racy one,
Tasty one.
and I'm like, I'm the sour one, aren't I?
How would I
Like
be the racy one? Like, I don't even understand those descriptions at all. Uh,
well, I don't know. And these are faint, so maybe I'm getting them wrong. Maybe they don't even exist. I don't know. But you would be the racy one because you're talking about throwing money on the table if we dance, and like you were making all kinds of jokes about dancing and throwing
it's
money
like,
at them. And and I'm just sitting here reading this paper, so I see how I'm the boring one.
okay.
But yeah. Now that is a lot louder than
It is.
the other one. But if you think of it, it's two spirits and they're trying to talk about one of us and the maybe one's like the racy one and no, the sour one, you know. I
It's
don't
so
know.
funny. I'm pretty sure we gave them our names.
Like maybe they have ADHD just like me and you give me your name and I forget it pretty
And they're like,
quickly. So
no, we're just going to give them nicknames now, Racy and Sour. That's who we're going with here.
fair, fair.
Which was a property. Yeah, like he was, and he didn't want to leave or whatever. I do remember. I
Oh,
also, yeah, I love the information about how they were moving in, and he was standing there next to some man, and the kids could see him, and they're like, "We're gonna
I left all this in just to show the progression of us like leaving the room. Also because I wanted this shot in here. Wait for it.
whatever."
Oh shit. Look at that. Do you see it?
Yeah, demon. What
I'm
the
not
fuck is that?
I'm not saying it's anything.
That's a
I
demon. You don't
I'm
have, I just did. In the window. That
in
is
the
fucking
window.
nuts.
I know it's got to be just a dirty window and it's matrixing, but I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? That's
No shit, dude. That's it. That is
that
creepy.
that if people don't see what we're talking about, then you must be blind. But it's in this
It's
one pane in the middle. There's eyeball, nose,
nose.
mouth.
Eh.
And so then you just assume the rest of this is all their demon body. And
Right.
they're big. They're a big size. I'm not saying that it's a demon, but I thought that's fucking hilarious. Like the camera it's been behind the camera the whole
The
time.
whole time.
And then I'm just like going to leave.
And look, it's also behind the wall in the window, which could that if that is what has been talking the whole time, that's why it was so faint. It's like behind layers.
I want to tell myself it's the window, and I don't want to think any more about it because that image is traumatizing.
It is
So,
traumatizing. That is a creepy, creepy, traumatizing
like,
face.
if people think, "Oh no, girl, that's something." We slept in this house. I mean, we
I
survived,
should have
obviously, and we're never
that.
going back. Been there, done that. We literally have stickers, cups, coffee cups,
Yeah.
whatever. We don't need it. But
Dude.
yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh
I'm gonna
my God.
tell myself hilarious so I could sleep at night.
Oh yeah, we were sitting in the dark the entire time. That thing's just on the other side of that window glaring at us.
It's
Yeah.
perfection.
Wow. Wow.
Oop, and then we leave.
Oh, okay, so the battery is dead.
Dude, doesn't it look
And
like it moved though when you
it,
move the camera?
I don't think so. Shut up.
Shit out of me. That is scaring the shit out of me, dude. Play it one
But
more time.
but look, no, I will play it one more time. Just the like to show you the transition.
Yeah.
and the kids can see and they're like, whatever.
Hello.
Oh, okay, so the battery is dead.
God, man, that's
And
There's a
creepy.
decent little pause on it too, where
I
it
know.
gave me
Yeah.
enough time to see it.
Wow.
But we do go around the corner
it claims it's
and
still
we're
recording, but I don't know how it does that.
well, let me make you sick real quick.
Like, I don't need that battery. I'm
Here we
too
go.
strong.
Nothing there.
That you can see. Oh my God, I'm terrified. I can't believe we stayed there. My whole day tomorrow is ruined. I was just gonna watch horror movies. Tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I was just gonna like chill and watch horror. But I don't have to now.
You lived it.
I'm
I
completely terrified. And look, and I said that when I did my version, like the Conjuring House, I felt so at peace. I
yeah.
was so happy. I loved every minute. I just saw the scariest thing. And then that voice, dude, dude, what are we doing?
You know,
What the? That is insane.
Chris already knows this, but for people, if this is the first show you're ever watching of ours, I don't make any notes. Like I make these videos throughout the week and I totally forget what all these EVPs are. So I totally forgot that that EVP followed that. So let's play that again.
Dude, please, let's
Like,
do.
I don't need that battery. I'm too strong. What do you think that door goes? There's a lot of like doors that. Did you hear something?
There's words in front of the, I feel like you could
Yeah.
really hear so rude there at the
Hmm.
end, but the everything in front of that, because there's extra words, it's like it's hard to really make that out. But I don't know who they're calling rude. Talk to that demon in the hallway trying to take little girls. Well, it didn't say little girls, but I could have the words wrong on that too. Maybe it's not as awful as it sounds. I do think it's clear that, I mean, not clear, but it's loud. The one about the girl, the rude one, like I said, it's almost like beat, 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 so rude or
So
something.
rude. Yeah.
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 So that one's hard to make out. And then of course, stairs. Stairs are very popular places for spirits. I mean, I
Voices.
guess
Mm.
it's because you're exiting one space and you're entering another, and they're like scrambling
Hmm.
because now they're just gonna come. Well, after this.
Maybe me. It just sounded like movement, but I was moving. Oh.
Yeah, they didn't want us coming up and they wanted us to turn the lights out and those are loud.
Yeah, the go I think is like, ma almost non-existent. It's very
Mhm.
faint, but the other and there's beats in between. I put commas, but it is kind of like some
Okay.
pauses, I guess. If people are having trouble hearing it, maybe it's that because you're expecting it to go faster. But yeah, they turn the lights out. They're just talking about those lights again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that is it for the basement.
Jesus Christ.
If
Like
that
that basement.
wasn't enough. So then then we make our way upstairs and I don't know if I'm using the same camera or a different camera. We're still not on the Sony though, so the audio is still not going to be that great. And then this camera doesn't last that long, so I only got a little bit to play for you.
So this was for the parents side of the family. That was the other one. The parents side of the family. This is where two of the parent girls slept, but also where Edward slept. I guess.
Say that's right.
Yeah, I know. Look at this little bluebird. He's the cutest little thing ever.
Mm-mm.
All I could make
Ooh.
out is Padwick. I couldn't make that. Look how your eyes look.
Yeah, like a
um, I
dude.
thought I thought maybe I had said something just in a low voice. We're getting into this room, so I'm struggling to get this camera down. So there's a lot of movement going on. So I do apologize for that. And if you want to say, well, I can't count any EVPs during that time because of that, I'll do what I want. That's all I can say to you. I hear them and I don't think it's either one of us. The Padwick
Yeah.
thing, like I could understand if I was like whispering and talking to myself or Chris was,
Mm.
though it would sound closer to my voice than hers. I clearly hear Padwick and I'm not going to say Padwick. Like I don't even know.
Mm-mm.
Like I tried to Google if that makes any sense to the Conjuring House. It doesn't. There is such
Oh,
thing as a Padwick farm in the UK. I'm sure there are other Padwick farms. Like I assume it's a last name.
there was a name that I think Andrea had for, and it was a weird name. I can't remember what it was. A lot of people have asked if they had a dog and the name for the dog. I can't remember why. So I don't, what you're getting, and it's very clear, like that voice that comes through. I wonder if it's residual, or if it is similar enough to the name, the thing that Andrea was calling whoever it was that she was talking to. It was a weird name that she had, I thought. I don't remember it.
Yeah, maybe I see Padwick as a pet name or something. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
let me see where the next one might be. When we're in this room, we see a light on the wall again.
Mm.
And we both saw it, and it seemed very bright. And we talk about how we just don't see that it's cars outside.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, when that happens, I don't see any lights on the wall, like
Oh,
in
oh
this
man.
camera. So that really
Okay.
sucks because I remember how bright it was, and the camera is angled perfectly.
Right at it. Yeah.
Should have got it, but it doesn't. So I don't know.
It's a ghost. That's why they don't like showing up on camera. I mean,
Yeah,
except for the one in the window. I don't, it's a different kind of ghost.
yeah. Is it not? It's so clear.
It
Who's
is.
who's rat? What you talking about?
Is he talking about Boo Bear? They think that that's a rat?
Oh, or so we have another stuffed animal that's supposed to be a cat sitting there too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like maybe they think those dolls are rats.
Yeah.
Like and it sounds male and adult, Well, maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe you can't say male or female, but it does sound adult. And we're trying to give it toys and stuff because we heard
Yeah.
kids were up on this floor.
Yeah.
So, also, when you guys watch this stuff on YouTube, I say some crazy ass shit. I was tired. So,
Yes.
like, I was
Yeah.
trying to
Very sleep
appeal.
deprived.
Yeah, I was trying to appeal to little girls in this room just because Chris had just said this is where the older parent girls had slept. They're not the ghosts there, but
Hmm.
I'm kind of out of it, so I was, off. Need to pick you or need to pick now? Not really sure. It is faint, but I feel like you hear vocal, and it's like kind of weird, so that it wouldn't be our voice or us whispering or anything.
Yeah. And is she talking about like again the sour one or the racy one? Is that what they need to pick? Like pick
I'm
for
not.
what?
Could it be just a noise and not actual like voices? I don't know because I don't hear down very clearly at the moment, and the get is scratchy, and I am moving at the time, but I
Did
listened to us move around a lot, and it didn't always make words.
right. No, I mean I thought I heard the two words there. But it is scratchy and kind of hard to make out. But did you catch the scream that we heard while we were up here?
In this room?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Gosh, did I? Yeah, I'm pretty confident that during I wouldn't be able to find it for you
Okay.
because I left it in because we react to it, but no EVPs happened at that time or anything.
Yes. Sure. Okay.
And we just talk about how I guess it could be somebody like driving by
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
somebody out in the woods or some shit. But I definitely do remember hearing it, but you couldn't hear it loudly on the
On
camera.
the audio. Okay.
Yeah, so we thought, or I thought, especially hearing the recording, that it had to have come from outside then,
Okay.
if it wasn't loud enough for the recorder to really pick it up or the camera. But we definitely are like, what was that?
I was hoping that you would have gotten an EVP around that time, some kind of an explanation for it, but
Yeah,
that's too bad.
no.
Mhm. That almost sounds like an old witch, you know?
Yeah, it does.
Get out. Hmm.
Yeah, that one's deep and loud. Guys, I hate that we're like, not on camera the way that we should be. But, like I said, not a
Hmm.
great cameraman here. And I always try to set it up like they say that rocking chair is supposed to move. So I
Yeah.
tried to set the camera down so I wouldn't be holding it. But then I walk off. Oh, I lied to you. There it is.
That's it.
There are noises outside. There are noises outside. I heard that. Yeah, outside.
I completely lied to you. I'm gonna have to cut all that out. I told you I don't make any notes, so I don't remember these things. When you brought it up, I was like, yeah, I remember that. I remember it like from when we were there and it happening. Uh,
Yeah.
it is kind of loud
Hmm.
to where could be outside, could be just downstairs
Hmm.
or in another room.
Great.
I couldn't I couldn't make out like words or like even
Right.
that it's a real scream, but you tell me.
Okay.
There are noises outside. There are noises outside. There are noises outside. I heard that. Yeah, outside.
I
It
mean,
sounds like a voice to me now.
yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
does. It sounds like a female voice, I would say,
Hmm.
or it's just high pitched
Right.
voice. and we talk about how there's noises out or there's voices outside and how crazy that is because the property is pretty big.
Hmm.
And we're concerned the whole time we were there, we were concerned of this, that people were just out wandering in the woods or whatever, even though
Right.
they have surveillance. They have
All over.
all
Cameras all over.
they have the trap type cameras out in the
Yeah.
woods, and then they have cameras all around the house, and there's somebody watching all of the house while we're there.
Yeah, they had like tripwire set up too. Like there's this is a big deal of a place, and they're doing their best to keep us safe, and they're also trying to keep, just random trespassers out. So we we thought we heard a scream, and like another reason really why I wanted to get to that is because I think when I did my episode of what I had caught, I talked about hearing the weird witchy giggle outside the bathroom window, and it made me uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable enough to take a shower in that same bathroom. But
Yeah.
like hearing voices outside, we had an experience outside, and there was this, we both thought there was a scream outside. Like it's like it was coming kind of in all directions, especially now that we're watching the footage and there's a lot of stuff actually happening in the house that we really weren't thinking was going on. Yeah, this place actually scares me a lot more now. And I did it. And I did it.
So we don't have to do it again. Yeah.
I know.
And something that nobody will see because this is so tragic, but it's lost to time. I was filming on my cell phone. You'll see no footage from me on the first floor of this house because by the time we move to the first floor, I start filming on my cell phone because we
Because you're
had,
dead. Yeah.
well, yeah, all my cameras are acting up and my cell phone's new, so I figure it's a good camera, right? It should work. And we have the lights on, so why not use it?
Hmm.
And then we got a clear knock on the
That's
walls,
right.
but it was like coming from the kitchen area,
There.
scared the shit out of us. We thought
Yeah.
there are people that have gotten onto the property.
Yep.
Homegirl, ghost host ain't doing her job. And
Right.
now we feel like we're surrounded, like, and that there's
Yeah.
somebody outside looking in and watching us like a real person. So we freak out. But
Yep.
now thinking about all the surveillance and cameras and the fact that the ghost host chick was supposed to be watching all that, I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it really was a ghost. Does that scare the humans scare me more than the ghost does,
Yes.
minus that demon in the window in the basement. But
Well,
uh
yeah, no kidding. It's very like a tiger in a cage situation. Like when we were in that house and the storm was supposed to be coming, so we're like, is it people? Is it the wind picking up? But you've got all of these windows and the lights are on, and if anyone's out there, they can see you, but you cannot see them. And I that kind of intensified the fear when we heard that knock. We're like, shit, somebody's here.
yep, but they weren't. Not I
But
don't
there
think so. But
We didn't see anybody.
yeah.
No. They were coming through that portal in the bathroom though, because apparently that's where the portal is. That's what that knock was. That was them coming in or them going out.
Been happening. Is it the door?
I
And I'm
think
asking, what the fuck was that?
yeah. I think if and that's inside, that's not
Yeah.
outside. And if anything, I think it's just a breath. I don't
Hmm.
think that it's like words or anything. If I could make it words, I would. But
It
it's
sounds like a gas, like
mm-hmm.
a tape intake, or maybe it's that's what it sounds like when the portal opens up. I mean, like seriously, that's a legit story there. I'm not just being silly, but and I am being silly about how that being the sound it makes, but to me it does sound like a breath, like weird.
I don't disagree with you though. Like
Oh
shouldn't a
yeah,
shouldn't a portal open up
it's
make a
make a
sound?
noise. Yeah.
And we are pretty much right above the bathroom. So
Yeah. Ooh, yeah, we are.
yeah, because
Yeah.
we're on the end of the house, so we're like where the kitchen and the bathroom would be.
Scary part of the house is not. You're right. I think we are actually right above the bathroom,
Hmm.
dude.
It's so faint, I don't think you're going to make it out here. It's one of those that, you have to listen to 8 billion times and yeah, it's just faint. But that's what I make out. This is what we want.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
know.
hear it on my side. Yeah, I can hear it like that. I don't know what that means either.
Especially since we're not really saying too much either. Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Right.
Oh, that last time it played, I almost felt like I could make out different words, but I swear I listened to it over and over again because we weren't asking like what's your name or anything. And
Hmm.
so the fact that it was saying Uncle Lamb, I was like, what? It just I think it's just a residual sound if it is saying that. But at the same time, like when I just listened to it the last time it came across, maybe it is something different. It's faint, so I guess it would be hard to hear.
Hmm. It sounds like there's more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now maybe uncle isn't uncle, it's I go or something. Uncle, I go. Yeah, that could, I don't know. That one needs work, like so many of them probably, but they're so. I promise you, I work hard on this stuff, but they are faint, so I think it does kind of leave your mind to wonder to hear a bit more or to interpret the words differently.
Hmm.
Um, I just hate to not mark it or to
Yeah.
say possible EVP, and then we play it here, and I'm like, well, I mean, I feel like it's saying this, instead of that, I just put it out there, and if people want to disagree with me, great. I'm glad you're listening and you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
all right. This is still on the second floor. Obviously, that little camera has died because now
Yeah.
we've moved to the Sony that shoots
Mm.
in green light. Uh, we're still in the same little space, and then we'll move to the other room. I don't know. You see that? Ooh, this one's a lot louder. Are you okay? Yeah, this one has a better microphone, even though it's not great. So a little red light that's next to the cards. If you want to play cards with us, you'll just kind of touch that red light, then it'll give us a signal, and then we'll know. Yeah. That you want to play. I know how to play spades, cards. Nobody wants to play cards. Okay, okay. Like the other ones, it's still faint. I thought it was saying sit down.
Mhm.
We are just standing around, so that would make sense. It was just round, and I think it was just a single light, wasn't it? Or was it two lights? Okay, okay. Um, I That one is higher, like it's
Mhm.
loud. We're talking about the light that we just saw. No,
Yeah.
we,
Oh, okay.
we didn't just see it, but we're like recapping it and talking about it, and we're still trying to understand if it's car lights. Oh, that's right. A car
Yeah.
just drove by. We just heard a car drive by
Okay.
and you noted see there were no lights on the wall, and I'm like, yeah, and it was just like
Mm.
one light instead of two tail lights, and it didn't really like move that way. It was kind of more like a flash, and then this EVP comes up and says, I hear tell now, and it is pretty loud, I think.
Yeah.
So I think I'm getting the words right. It doesn't really correlate with what we're talking about.
Hmm.
So are they just talking to each other, I
Hmm.
guess, or it's a residual sound or words because I do kind of think you get some randomness up here.
Hmm.
Possibly you need to say it loudly for us to hear it. I'm not sure. That's one of those weird, like mechanical type voices.
Yeah,
It's low, but it's in such a weird tone that there's no way it can be mistaken for something else, you know?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and how about
I almost think now I hear it saying leaving town, uh-oh, uh-oh. Like it
Like
says
it's
uh-oh twice.
Yeah, or maybe someone is uh-ohing with them. Like they say uh-oh, then there's another spirit there that says uh-oh too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's low, but again, if you strain to hear it, you know, I feel like it's there.
oh,
Hmm.
That's the same mechanical voice from just a moment ago. What'd she say? Till no, she wasn't the till now one, was she?
I feel like
Nothing,
it's louder here there this time.
nothing close. So the same voice that said nothing close.
Oh,
I think it's this same voice. It's a
okay.
mechanical type voice. It does sound female too.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm.
Why are you still looking at me? So they must think that we're looking, I mean, because we're looking at that direction. Maybe they're
We
looking
keep
back at us.
Yeah, we keep trying to get them to interact with Boo Bear or the REM pod. We're watching that crack in the door frame there that goes into the closet
Yeah.
because we thought we saw shadows there. We had seen the light on the wall there. So we're watching this whole area. And it's just
Hmm.
so funny if the ghost is just standing there like, what? What do you want?
Yeah, right. Y'all sit down so that I can just sneak on past you. Hmm.
That's a new voice. It doesn't sound like the other ones. The sorry is like
Mhm.
really deep.
It
Um,
is.
like must be breaking in, I
Mm.
guess. And then it's really faint also. So, you know, if you
Mhm.
guys hear different words or if you think I'm crazy, that's cool.
What happened to the cat? Did we put it on the chair or something?
Yes, we moved it to
Okay.
the chair because we thought maybe they don't like Boo Bear because he like could light up or whatever.
Okay.
And we had heard that there's a ghost cat apparently because we tried talking to the ghost cat.
Sure.
And so we put the cat over there and we're like, maybe the cat will be attracted to this cat or something. And yes, I think
There's no
it's,
cat.
yeah, I think it's louder than some of the other EVPs, but of course it is still faint.
Yeah, and I think it's spot on. If that's pretty funny if that's what we're talking about too at that moment. And then it's
Yeah.
like, no, no, there's no cat here. But there's
Yeah.
a demon.
It's
Demon or witches, that's all you get.
do you need a doctor?
Hmm.
I think it's loud enough to say that it is clearly saying those words.
Those words. Yep.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man. That's wild.
Yeah. So whatever, random words we were getting before, and I think, oh, it's just a lot of residual stuff going on here. Now it's on point. Now
Yep.
why are you looking at me? There ain't no cat. Like, do we need a
Mhm.
doctor? You're an idiot. We're dead. You know, these are definitely interesting responses.
Yeah.
Is someone hurt? Please
Hmm.
listen.
It is very faint and hard to hear over like the static of the camera, but I heard something there, so I'm gonna note it.
Yeah.
I am very loud, so I think that instructed to me. Faint, there's like a car or something going on.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
in the background. That one's really hard to hear, but
Yeah.
can you see both of us? Like that's what I made out. It'd be really hard for, anybody to make out in this kind of program. But I wonder like both of who? Like
Yeah.
so and they're definitely aware of each other, I guess. So I just wonder what two spirits those are.
Right. Yeah.
Why?
Wow.
Rude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're assholes, we're a bitch, like maybe they're not talking to us.
Maybe, maybe the one spirit that's like, can you see both of us? Maybe that other spirit's like, you bitch, you don't tell him to look at, for us or whatever. Maybe. But I mean, since they were so rude down in the basement, I would assume that they're directing that at us too. And that one's loud too. It's like another like a yelling type spirit, like trying to get his point across.
Yep, yep. And so if you watch the whole video on YouTube, not this, but like the actual evidence, we're using a ghost tube app, and so it's putting words or it's giving us words, and we're playing off of those. So
Hmm.
like when they say something about being hurt or help or whatever, we're like, do you need a doctor? So we're
Hmm.
asking questions based off of what comes up on this app. Well, the spirits that are probably have nothing to do with that app
Right.
are I could see where they get annoyed with us. So we start a narrative that isn't their narrative actually because
Right.
we're talking to our phone. And it's weird because sometimes we've used that GhostTube
Mm.
app and we felt like some of the things are relevant.
Yeah.
But then you get things like this where it's like, doctor's not going to help if I'm dead, and you
Mm.
bitch, like, so like they just kind of seem annoyed with it, I guess. But if there's multiple spirits too,
Hmm.
then it's like one could be giving you the message through the GhostTube app if those apps really do work. And then
Right.
another one could be frustrated because that's not what they're trying to get across.
Here.
Yeah. That is weird.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. The tap is obviously my camera.
Hmm.
Why it's doing that, I don't know. It doesn't do
Yeah.
it again, and I'm not touching it, so I don't really know what's clicking inside that camera. That is usually what it sounds like when I push the button to change it from like night vision to not night
Right.
vision or something. I hear it is low, of course, like all of them, but I think it's higher than some, and I hear Gemma likes me. And, obviously that's really got nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. I say obviously, but I'm not letting the conversations play out, so I apologize. You guys don't know what we're saying, but it was unrelevant. It wasn't relevant to what we were saying.
Yeah, and it's weird that loud tap, like neither of us seemed to react. Like we didn't hear it.
No. So the only thing I could think is that it's an internal sound in the camera and we just didn't hear it at all. But sometimes our cameras will shut off
Yeah.
or whatever, make a noise, and we could clearly hear them, and we'll say like, "Oh, that's the camera."
Yeah.
You did it down in the basement. That's a different camera, but it made a noise, and you go, "Oh, that's your camera, right?" Yeah, that's my
Hmm.
camera. That's what we talk about. But nope, we didn't react or say anything about this one.
Hmm.
So.
That's strange.
Am I dead?
Well, I don't know. Oh,
What's your name?
Whoa.
Listen, it's so
Mm.
loud.
Hmm.
You are moving at that
Hmm.
time. Your feet are not, the boards and your feet and or your jeans scraping together. They're not making these words. Now, you cannot see our faces. Did I just whisper something? Did you just whisper something? I tried so hard to make other words with this to make it
Hmm.
make sense, and I could not. And in a little bit, you'll even kind of whisper or something, and
Okay.
maybe it's not even on camera. I might have cut it out because it came like so much later.
Hmm.
But your voice isn't loud like this at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This sounds like it's right up on the mic on the, yeah, not like where we're standing. It sounds like it's right up on the mic.
The words that I chose don't make it. I mean, they do make sense, but they don't make sense. Like, if somebody's actually saying my granny hoard, like that's for her profession or something, I
Hmm.
feel like they're just being a butthead to us right now. Like,
Yeah.
they have Tourette's and they're just like yelling out obscenities, you know.
Okay.
I don't think their granny actually did things like this, but I also could be getting the words wrong. Like, I don't know. I felt like it came in kind of quick, so that maybe it could be misunderstood, but I could not come up with other words.
I think it's plain as day. Like that's what I hear too. And you're right. It could just be Um, it could be the mischievous spirit. It could just be, like you said, they're just trolling us, like just to see if we get any kind of reaction from them, but we didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Um,
And you're right, there's a mischievous spirit there. So if it like chooses to get up on my camera and then it's like I'm gonna say something like so nasty or whatever,
yeah,
and
yeah,
just a little note for us to find later, you know?
yes, yeah.
It's just wild, but it is
It's
loud.
wild. It is loud. Yeah.
Oh, and I think something, I don't know. You're moving at that time, so maybe those words are wrong, but
She's calling from the ghost phone. I think she wants you to go back to her realm, wherever
yeah.
get out of the Conjuring House, whatever the fuck your name is. Virginia's calling you.
That
Go.
it is so funny to imagine it that way that like here's Henry, you know,
Yeah.
and he's gonna come and like he wants to mess with us. And then he's like, fuck, Virginia's calling me. I gotta go.
Right.
I can't stay and hang out with you guys.
No. God, that is so random and weird, but also seems to make sense in that because we've been talking about ghost phones so much. That's
Yeah. And how they're having conversations and we're only picking up one of them
pieces of
too,
it.
you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah. So like Virginia's in the other room and she's like, Henry,
yeah. Right.
I wanted to mess with these girls. And a little later, I think I'll skip over it because there's no EVPs at the time, but we talk about how like we're not feeling anything. We
Yeah.
start to use the pendulum and you ask like, are there any spirits up here? And the pendulum says no. And then you're like, I kind of feel like they all went downstairs, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
floor that we have no footage of.
Right. Right. Where we slept. Well,
Yeah. But after this happens, it's a beat later that you say you heard something, but you also say that you think it's the surveillance camera. So,
oh,
you know,
okay.
it is the timing's a little weird. Maybe you really did hear the surveillance camera, but I do think that this voice kind of happened then too.
All right, we'll try. Something just made a noise behind me.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I
It
think it
almost sounds
says
like it says behind us. What?
it,
Ah,
yeah.
is that what you-
That's it. So you say that it's the surveillance. So actually, the guy getting called by Virginia, I don't think that that's what you're registering to at all.
Yeah.
But if you're like me, I'm always kind of delayed in speaking up on what I heard. So maybe it's possible. But right before you say you just heard something and then you blame it on the surveillance camera, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it says behind you or something like that. So I do think it's a voice. But since you
Yeah.
noted it was the camera, and I didn't tell you this before when we were talking about how your brain will have that pareidolia where it'll make words. Well, I was thinking about all of this and then I was working on, going through my evidence and then I got up to start the dishwasher or whatever, like stretch my legs and get up and walk around a bit and I was cleaning
Yep.
up the kitchen and I started the dishwasher and then I thought about how the dishwasher sounded like it was saying words. Like
Okay. It's
and
like-
I told Carl about that, and he was like, "So our dishwasher is haunted?" And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, it is, I
Obvious
guess."
means obviously. Not that I'm losing my fucking marbles. The dishwasher's haunted.
But if you think about all the swishing and
Yeah.
everything, I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's I could think that my dishwasher's making words." So that camera
Yeah.
swishing on,
Yeah.
maybe, but it does sound like behind you or behind us or something like that.
I gotta say, like, this has been happening to me more recently now, probably because I'm doing a lot of evidence review, but I will turn everything off and like get up and walk around and I will just hear voices. And I'm like, it's because I'm listening to them, coming through and then I'm clipping them and all of that. So I just think it's just my active imagination or it's perimenopause or I'm a psycho. Just take your
Well,
pick.
it's kind of like it's stuck in our head. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
right.
help us.
Please.
To this doll. I'm sorry if that beeping scared you off. I will turn it off and put
Mm,
I think the who's this sounds like who's this, but
mhm.
it did is so quick.
It is quick. Yeah.
I would say it could be a bird outside, but I know it isn't because we didn't hear anything like that the whole time. And honestly,
Mm-mm.
though the house is surrounded by woods, none of the trees are really close to the house.
Oh.
So I just don't think that that's what it is. But
Mhm.
it did is so quick. Maybe it's more a noise, but it sounds like the same pitch as the who's this. So
Yeah.
that's why I think it's a voice.
Yep. What room are we in? Is this still the same room?
No, so we did move to the middle room now. So for anybody that's
Okay.
not been to the Conjuring House, the whole second floor is just three room shotgun style, one after the
Hmm.
other, no hallway or anything. And they have them all set up kind of like bedrooms. Pretty sure there's a bed in every single one because I think when
Hmm.
you rent the whole house out, you're welcome to sleep in those beds. We did not sleep in those beds, but because
No.
mostly because there's no bathroom upstairs. But
Yeah.
and the stairs are nightmares. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't think we would have been comfortable upstairs anyways. Like to go back to your doll.
They had a name for it.
Yeah, so I thought if it's saying Folly or Polly.
Holly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I tried to look up to see if anybody else has ever gotten Polly there because for some reason I thought they did, but nope, I didn't find it on the internet at least.
Oh.
So yeah, I don't know if the ghost inside of that doll is named Polly.
Oh, great. I love that. I love dolls related to the Conjuring House that are also haunted. They always turn out to be such great dolls. There's a
Beeping.
little light.
I don't know what that means.
So you don't have to be scared of it. You can.
We're talking about the REM pod, and again, forgive me, I'm tired. I thought I saw a light going off, but the REM pod wasn't making a noise. And
Okay.
then I point the camera, or you actually have the camera right now. And I was like, it's going off. There's no, you can see there's no lights going off. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what does that mean? I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the lights. But as we're talking about it, yeah, we get that EVP that I'm a sicko. I sure
Uh,
was. Like, I guess so, because I'm seeing
oh,
things.
because of the lights. That's why they're saying that.
I don't know. It could be residual. I may have the words wrong. It's very faint too. So again,
Yeah.
yeah, I could be wrong on it, but I heard you're a sicko, and I can only assume that if it's intelligent, it's because they're like, you're out of your mind. Like you're not seeing a light. And then I'm trying to convince Chris that there's a light too. So I don't know.
There in the woods in a tent. How do you feel about that? Would you be brave enough to sleep out there in a tent?
Yeah. We did not. We were
Duly
going to.
noted.
God.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God. I think that would have been terrifying.
I
Shit.
love that the spirits are even like, don't
Mm-mm, I wouldn't do that.
don't sleep
Mm,
out there. That's
yeah.
crazy talk.
That's crazy. You're much safer in here.
Um, yeah,
Hmm.
I thought that was funny. And it is faint, but I think it's clear. Like it's loud
Yeah.
enough for you to truly understand that it's saying don't do that. And it's just so funny because we had just talked about like how we didn't think we could do it and it was
Yeah.
scary and stuff. Um, and then there's this one. I think it's about the tent too, kind of. Campsites.
Oh man.
I cut it off. I didn't start it in the right spot, but I asked if the spirits go out to the campsite. So we were talking about we were going to stay in the tents and would you like that? And then where I said, can you go out to the campsites? And it was like, why do you want that? Like
Yeah.
basically like quit talking to me about these tents. I'm not going out there.
Yeah, it is very strange that the spirits seem to have a like they don't want to go out there. Something about the grounds themselves. And I mean like that's part of the story too, is that the grounds are supposed to be so haunted. That's why you're supposed to be able to just rent a tent and stay out there instead of having to stay in the house. But how interesting that the spirits are not even into that.
Yeah. And
Like,
I don't know if it's like they just don't want to leave the house because they're like, why would you be in a tent? Would you gonna be
mhm,
in a house?
mm,
Or because they never say like there's evil
yeah,
out there?
right.
But it is funny how they had negative responses to it as well.
Yeah.
What's your favorite story?
I don't even know what we were asking. Nothing,
Mhm.
to justify like the word after. So that just kind of came in. And to me, I only hear after. So
Yeah.
there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, it's one of those where you just caught a fraction of what they were saying.
Hmm. Okay. And then in this moment, we're playing back our EVP session,
Okay.
and it's at the beginning of the playback. And then there's these two EVPs, and I think they're fairly loud, but we don't react. So I
Hmm.
don't think they're on the recorder. I think the video camera,
Okay.
picked them up while we were doing this playback.
Cool.
But I'm not sure, but yeah,
Your name.
ugh, loud.
Huh.
those seem so loud to me, and we don't say anything at all. So I don't think they're on that recorder.
Yeah, it's happening while we're doing the playback. And I love that it's relevant because we were supposed to be getting all these storms. And I think it rained at some point, but like we didn't get the massive amounts of storms we were expecting, which is why we ended up in the house to begin with. Like we were supposed to be in that tent,
Hmm.
but thank God there was all these storms coming in and we got this wonderful haunted house instead.
Yeah.
Jeez,
It,
what a dream.
what a dream. Believe it or not. Yeah. Believe it or not, that is the preference. And it was insane, guys. Like, I know some people are like, ew, the Conjuring House, it's owned by an idiot right now, and all this controversy, and don't give your money to them. Well, we had paid for this tent before that all blew up because we booked it
Yeah,
way in advance.
yeah.
And and whatever. I mean, because thanks to that controversy and everything that was going on with the lady, I think that's why she was so lax when we were like, oh, it's gonna like thunder and lightning in the tent. And then the host chick was like, yeah, the tent might flood and everything. And
Hmm.
so just come on into the house. So, we
Sweet.
got the Conjuring House for a steal.
A steal. Man, it was great.
It
I mean, I thought it was. Now that I'm watching your
now it feels a bit different.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling here to look to see if there's any more EVPs, and I think that there's got to be like one more. Here we go. I did leave in some of the some of the pendulum responses, so that's just a lot of what is in there. Oh, I also
Yeah.
left in the playback of the EVP session. There were times when you just heard it. You heard an EVP on this video camera. It's
Hmm.
gonna be on the recorder too because I play like, do you go out to the campsites, and then you can't hear it, but you hear me back it up and play it
Play
again,
it again.
and then I say like, there's something there, it's just so low it's hard to
Hmm.
make out or whatever. But I think as far as EVPs go, this is the last one, and then we talk about how like nothing's happening, we should go downstairs.
Just come through the house.
Is it just vibrating?
It's vibrating, yeah. It's kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of it there. It's just like a very faint voice.
Hmm.
Um but if you listen to it a million times, with your volume way up, I think that's what it's saying. And we weren't saying anything about like being negative. We were asking questions. Well, we asked if anybody was there and it said
Yeah.
no. And then so I think we just started asking, we just started talking. Um, at one point, we're talking about how we heard that they like Thomas the Train. And so we're asking them if they like Thomas the Train. And it's really just because we're just talking. We start talking about our kids and how they
Yeah.
used to watch Thomas the Train. I cut all
Yeah.
that out, though, so it just kind of skips. But we talk about the apps that we're using, and we ask the ghosts, do you think the apps work? So we're just asking like stupid questions, kind of, because we don't think anybody's really answering. And we were talking about how their energy was getting low and everything. And
Yeah.
then that just came in, you know.
I wonder if it's the mischievous entity that's there. Maybe he is mischievous and he's been, if this is the one that's been interacting all night long, he's been saying some, fucked up things on the camera. And then in the end, he's like, I'm really not that bad, you know.
You,
For it to come through and say I'm not a bad soul, like why else would we get that kind of like someone's trying to repent, for the things that they've done? Like I'm really not that bad, guys. Sorry.
it's kind of perfect timing as this is the last bit of video that
Yeah.
I have. It's not the end of me recording, but since that recording has disappeared,
Hmm.
it what a way to end the night. After all the
Yeah.
nastiness, it is
Right.
kind of like repenting and being like, I'm not as bad. Yeah,
Right.
I get it. Yeah, that does work. Guys, I tried to make this look seamless and that you don't notice, but the way that we record this is off the free version of Zoom. For anybody that wants to do stuff like this, there's a free version of Zoom. You don't have to pay for it. You can record it. It's great, really. But you're only allowed like 40 minutes for each meeting. So we have to break every 40 minutes, which is great. We
It's
go to the
great.
bathroom, make a drink.
Hmm.
Yeah, charge headphones and stuff. And
Hmm.
then when we
Yes.
pop back in, we try to make it seamless so that you don't know we took a break. But I have to tell you at this time because we got back from the break and Chris had time to send me an email of a photo from the Conjuring House in the basement of that window. And I'm just going to see if I could share this with you real quick before we wrap this up and all have nightmares for the rest of our lives. So this is the window. As you can see, the table on the other side. No, that's not the table. So you're taking it from the room. So you're taking the photo exactly. That's not the table we were sitting at. That's a different table on the other side. You're taking it from the room that we were in right when that camera was. So this is the exact way that my video camera would have looked at it. And where we see the face on my video camera right here,
Right.
you can tell there's no window pane. So I don't really know how that works. Um,
That's what I
far
was thinking.
as
Like,
far as like matrixing goes, it's not one of these dirty little panes. That
right.
face is in this window pane area, missing glass.
Yep, right. Yep, the one right in smack in the middle. That's why I'm like, I have a ton of pictures, and I'm just like, I just want to go and look at that really quickly. And this is what I see. I'm like, you've got to be joking. The one where Wendy caught an image of something and she's like, yeah, I could just be matrixing it, but matrixing it how? There's no glass in that one pane. Nothing
Well,
there.
you get matrix from other things. Like I remember bricks, like in some old basement we were in or something, that the bricks were very confusing with their patterns and stuff. You could see even on this one. Um,
Mhm.
but I just I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. This is what that window looks like with light on, as much
Mhm.
light as you can have on in the basement.
Right.
And you tell me how you make two eyeballs, a slender nose, and a scary mouth.
Right. With that, I don't know.
I don't
That's
know. But yeah, so we survived. That's all I can say to that. Uh, wow. I don't know that I'll think of the Conjuring House the same way as I used to from our
yeah,
experience, but good, because it's supposed to be ultra
the
scary.
yeah.
So now it is.
And now it definitely is. Now I'm really glad that we see this now. Now that we're very far and safe away from this place. And it's so wild. Like I said this earlier, but like I had such a warm, inviting, like I felt something kind of caressing my face while I was sleeping. And I was just like, yeah, man, it's a ghost. It's okay. It's cool. The fuck? What if it was that? Like
It's this
if I
fucking
had
guy.
the Krampus of the
It's a,
Conjuring House.
it's Krampus hands on your face, is what it is.
And we had heard noises just outside of that room too, just like popping and moving around and shuffling and it was just that, well, the ghost host is here. Maybe she came into the area and maybe she's doing something. And she surely isn't touching on me though. I did assume that that was a ghost. And then Wendy had all of these things going on too. But again, she has admitted she was sleep deprived. And so it very well could have been spiritual, but it also could have been that she was sleep deprived and trying to sleep in a very haunted location. Um,
Which
Now I think after all of that you just showed, I'm going to lean far away from you being sleep deprived and that it was spirits. Like, We saw flashes of lights on the walls that the camera didn't pick up. Of course it didn't because they never show up on camera like they're supposed to, unless you're in the basement with the demon, and then you get a clear shot. That's it.
Great. That's perfect. That's just what we needed.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because I was gonna write that off. I thought it was hilarious, laughing it up. And just the more we discuss it, and then you show me that photo, I'm like, well, again, we are far away from it.
Mhm.
Um, and it was 2 years ago, and I sage my house every year. So
Mhm. Mhm.
it should
Yep.
nothing should be lingering from it. And we did survive and we were
Yeah.
fine. But I don't know. I guess I can kind of see why people make a big deal about the Conjuring House being so scary.
Yeah.
In the moment, it didn't feel that way at all. And
No.
if we just wouldn't review our evidence, we would just leave thinking that it was there was that knock that scared us.
Yeah.
And it's such a shame we don't have it, guys. It really, really is. But I think it just accidentally got deleted off my phone, like when I switched phones or something.
Yeah.
But but then even then, it was such a loud knock that you would just tell yourself, "Oh, it's got to be somebody fucking with us." Like
Somebody. Yep.
ghost host doing it. We thought
Mhm.
that maybe she was doing it,
Mhm.
or somebody had gotten through. She's over there snoozing in her room and doesn't see these people coming up on the property, but now I'm not so certain. Like I really left there thinking that I don't even know if that place is haunted. And after all these voices and stuff piecing together with kind of what we experienced and then the voices we got and now this photo video thing,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Oh
Well,
yeah. It's really wild because a place of this size, like we did expect this sort of thing, but we expected to have almost like a Velisca feeling. Like the house felt heavy, negative. Like it knew we were not supposed to be there. And like there were times when we've talked about before with Velisca, like it felt like we were intruding. Someone had just come home and it knew that we were there.
mhm.
And it just felt heavy and bad. Like we expected that with the Conjuring House. And we never had that like big, major oppressive feeling.
Nope. Nope. It felt very inviting the
Hmm.
whole time. It
Yep.
never, like, you'd hear little weird things. You kind of be like, what is that?
Yeah.
But that's it. It never felt like, I don't like you. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And maybe that demon is very nice.
Yep. I guess so. Maybe that's what the mischievous guy looks like.
Maybe that is just how he appears. When I was a
Yeah.
child growing up, the house that I lived in and I saw, well, yeah, that house that I saw a ghost. It was a dark black shadow the first time I saw it, and it was a white misty thing the second time I
Yeah.
saw it.
Right.
Confident it was the same spirit. They were the same height and male shape figure, broad shoulders and stuff. But it wasn't the same. Like it was a black solid figure the first time, and then the next time it was like you could make out shoulders and like a torso, and then it was just kind of like Caspery.
Wow.
So maybe if they're in their misty figure, they could make different shapes, and it doesn't have to mean that they're big and scary.
Maybe this one was because of the associated negative, energy that's there because of all of the stories and all of that. Maybe this image was given to this being and he's donned it, like everyone goes there talking about a demon, negative energies, all the bad things that happened to the Perrin family when they lived there, all the bad things in Bathsheba. And, we know that that's bullshit, but we know that it's a part of the story now too. So maybe it's not an image that he wants to, or she or it wants you to see, but that is the image that it has become.
Yeah.
Uh,
It could just be too, if you think it's a mischievous ghost or whatever, and it normally
Yeah.
just looks like a white blob. It's like I'm gonna scare
Yeah.
them, and
Right.
it just doesn't realize I didn't even see it in the
I didn't
moment,
see
you
it.
know?
Yeah. And he's
Uh,
like, damn,
yeah,
shit. But then he says something about I'm gonna get those girls or something like
yeah,
that too.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He probably is still just fucking joking, and then as soon as we leave the basement, he's like, "Oh man."
damn. I guess I gotta go whisper into their camera about some grandma.
Yeah.
That'll get him. That'll get him. I got their number.
I wonder now. I mean, it really does sound like my granny hoard, but I wonder if he's trying to call my granny a whore.
Oh,
Rude.
rude, exactly. Very
Yeah.
rude. And that's so funny because that was like one of the last EVPs you got in the basement was about being rude.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what,
That they think we're rude, or
yeah,
really
right.
so rude is the only thing that is the most that you can make out. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. It's everybody knows about the Conjuring House. If you're into the paranormal, you've heard of it. So I don't have
Mhm.
to tell you what a great location it was. Like I said, while we were there, we didn't even think much was going on. I mean, we heard some stuff and thought that's
Mhm.
questionable. When we heard that knock and Chris heard
Yeah.
that giggle, we were
Mhm.
all like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But we kept thinking it was just people getting on the
Yeah.
property because it's such a popular place and that
Mhm.
we're just being fucked with. Um, and I was kind
Yeah.
of glad that we didn't pay full price for it because I was
Yeah.
like, this place is
Yeah.
silly.
You're
But
right.
now, you know, I feel like it was kind of it was definitely worth what we spent on it, but it's a good location. You know, if it ever opens back up with good management or whatever, we won't go back, but
Yeah. No.
you guys should give it a try.
You should totally go. Yep.
That's
That's
all
the
I
one.
got for you, though. Obviously, you'll
Yeah.
hear from that recorder at some point in time, but
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, but yeah,
Dude. Well, thank you for the nightmares. I I don't I like this has completely changed my perspective on this location, like completely. Um, and yeah, that's wild. That was a wild ass ride. Like, I mean, you could have just started with that picture and like ended the whole show. Like, I mean, I'm gonna have nightmares. I mean, the EVPs that you got were really, really good. Again, yes, some of them are whispery, but that happens everywhere we go. It's the energy, or it's the type of spirit, or it's whatever it is. But then you also got some really good loud ones too. Like that's just, dude. Loved it and I hated it. I don't know, like very mixed emotions right now.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I would say that too. Honestly, even our experience leaving the house, I would say that. I would
yeah,
say, loved it for the fact that we got to do it,
yeah,
and some very interesting things happened while we were there, though I did question them. But hated it because it left me like conflicted. Is this like
yeah,
really people, like human beings getting on property messing with us? Or is this house just really that haunted? Because we've never at another location heard a knock like that loud and clear.
right.
You know,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
we thought at like say Waverly, we thought we heard like furniture moving and stuff.
Dragging. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Villisca, favorite place.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely heard like steps going, people going down the steps or a person
Uh-huh.
going down the steps. Um, I don't know though. That knock at the Conjuring House, it was so fucking clear. Nothing
Yeah.
else could have made that sound. Somebody knocked, and we just
Hmm.
thought it's got to be a living person. And now walking away with all these EVPs, I'm just like, or not, or it's really living up to its reputation. So,
Dude, I don't understand how any family could have lived there as long as they have.
right.
They're doing their best to not pay attention to it, I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. It's wild. It's a wild
Yeah.
place. Appreciate the fact that we got to do it before it went on this long shutdown that it's been on, because it almost
Yeah.
pretty much shut down just months after we were
Right.
there, and it
Yeah.
hasn't opened back up. But yeah, that's it for me for now. And you know the drill. You've
Mhm.
gotta, man, you gotta subscribe, like
I right.
subscribe so you know when we post our evidence, and then when we post these shows evidence autopsy, um, like, like this video, comment on this video, tell us what you think about the thing and
Yeah.
and Matrix saying, please tell us it's not what we think it is. Um, and we'll post clips on our social medias, the three big ones, Insta and Facebook and TikTok, and you can like us on those things or follow us on those things. And it's all COTN_paranormal. And that's
That was a wild ride.
it. Good night, everyone.
You're right. Sleep tight.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.